Hey, this is TT, the manager, and welcome to Think Like a Manager. And we need to talk about what just happened with TikTok. And if you've been seeing headlines about TikTok being banned, sold, whatever it is, all this crazy, not like crazy stuff about TikTok, and I'm going to break it down so that you can understand it, all of the jargon, marketing, business lingo, breaking it down for you right now. So let's go. What happened? It's okay. Here's the deal. TikTok just announced that they created something called, quote unquote, TikTok USDS Joint Venture LLC. That's what it's called. It's a whole bunch of corporate jargon, mumbo jumbo. But what it actually means that TikTok is now majority American owned. Yes, the U.S. government was worried that TikTok, which was owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance, might be a security risk to them. And they were worried about our data, where it was going, who was going to, who could see it, who controlled the quote-unquote algorithm and all that stuff. So the people over there in that house signed an executive order back in September 2025 that basically said, if you want to keep operating in America, you need to become American owned and prove our data is safe. That's what they said. Whatever we politically we believe, whatever we say behind the scenes about that stuff, that's not what this podcast is about right now. We can get into that stuff after. But I want you to understand what this means as an artist and a creator. So TikTok just did exactly that. So as of today, TikTok created a whole new company, a joint venture, they say, or that is a joint venture that is majority American owned. So over 50% of the company is owned by American investors, and they store all of that U.S. data on American servers. So the data that from American users, if your profile connects to the 50 contiguous U.S. states, I haven't seen any other countries that we might own like the U.S. Islands, but I know the 50 states that are part of the United States, our data, user data, will be stored on American servers that are owned by Oracle, the Oracle Cloud, in the Oracle Cloud. It will be run by a board of directors that is majority American, and it will be operating under U.S. cybersecurity standards. What those mean, it's a whole lot of stuff, but that's what the joint venture says. ByteDance, who was the original company that owned TikTok, now owns 19.9%. They're a minority stakeholder. So what that means is, in translation, TikTok is staying. It's not going anywhere. It became an American company, quote unquote, for American users. All right. This is all the quotations. So what that means for you as an independent artist, I'm going to break it down for you. TikTok is not shutting down. You don't need to panic or worry about your content going anywhere. You don't need to move to Reels. You don't need to move to Facebook. You don't need to move to Shorts. You should have been doing that anyway. If you've been listening to me in the first place, you would already be there. But anyway, TikTok is still in the US. Your content, your followers, your momentum, everything that you built right now, it's all safe. It's all there. Nothing is changing for you as of today. So you can just keep posting. You can keep growing. Business as usual. There's some terms of agreements that you have to agree to because the company that owned it isn't ByteDance anymore. It's the U.S. I have to say it again. It is the TikTok USDS Joint Venture LLC is what it is. But your content, all of that stuff is going to stay. They say everything will go fine. I've been on TikTok this morning. I've been investigating all of this stuff, and everything looks just the same. You just have to agree to terms of services for the name change and the majority change. But everything over there seems business as usual. There are a bunch of us talking heads that are talking about it, but it seems to be the same. But This is supposed to help you. And here's why. So US businesses were scared to invest in TikTok. They were very scared to advertise. They weren't doing partnerships because of all this uncertainty. Because remember, we had the shutdown, the ban last year. We didn't know what was going to happen with TikTok. So people just stopped. I even stopped posting on TikTok for quite a minute because I was like, I didn't know what was happening with it. Some of us moved to the Red Note. We came back to TikTok. And I was like, when things kind of get better, settle down. And then in the beginning of the year, I was like, I'm going to just go and post. And there are music artists over there that really, really needed the information I was putting out. So I was like, whatever happens, it happens. So I decided to keep posting on TikTok then. So it has affected a lot of people who were not coming over, people who were scared, one, about it being a Chinese-owned company that believed propaganda that has been spewed and believe things because they don't have critical thinking skills, stuff like that. And then there are also people, there are all of these people that weren't coming on, that were because of the uncertainty that was going on with TikTok. Now that TikTok is American owned and compliant, quote unquote, with US regulations, you can expect more brand deals. You can expect more advertising dollars. Like, that really makes more better. But as for you as a brand, there's more advertising dollars, more opportunities for you as a business, as a creator. Brands that were just sitting on the sidelines waiting to see what happened, they're going to come in. They're going to be run into TikTok. So TikTok Shop, CapCut, Lemonade, they're all the same. They're all covered. For a couple of about a week or so now, TikTok Shop has been telling us and preparing us that these things might happen. And they were like, everything will be completely the same with TikTok Shop. We'll just have a new company name. And then last night, the terms of services updated the company name. So if you're using CapCut to edit your content, it's all there. Or if you've been putting content in Lemonade, it's all there too, the same. The algorithms, but y'all, if you know me, you know, if you've been following me for a minute, you know how I feel about the word the algorithm, because there is not one algorithm that controls anything on these platforms. There are a multitude of algorithms that that handle, and it's not control, they handle specific directions and all of this stuff on these platforms. So it's not the algorithm, but whatever you guys, quote unquote, the algorithm is now controlled by the US. The thing that makes TikTok is staying there, but is going to be retrained on US data and controlled by an American joint venture. So the same powerful algorithm and discovery engine that everybody knows, and the reason why you as music artists know TikTok, and why a lot of, if you see me on TikTok, why you on TikTok are on TikTok, is because of the way that the quote unquote algorithm, the discovery algorithms work on TikTok are amazing. And that's what makes TikTok. That is going to stay, because that was the biggest issue. And this business knew that if they got rid of the thing that made TikTok, that, well, everyone was going to be jumping ship, and that was not going to be good for business. So we're happy to at least see that part still stay. But it's going to have American oversight. You can still reach a global audience. The announcement says there's quote unquote interoperability. So that means that the US TikTok will still connect to the global TikTok. So if you're an artist in America, your fans in Brazil, your fans in UK, your fans in Germany, they can still see you. Naija, what's up? They're still there. You're not just siloed to Americans and American viewers, thank goodness, because we were jumping ship for that too. I love my international audience. But what you can do as an artist, what you can and should do right now, is you should keep posting on TikTok. Don't slow down. Don't second guess it. Just keep going. Keep your foot on the gas, because this is good news for TikTok. So keep building your audience. The brands that weren't there are going to be there looking for you. The people that weren't there will become your audience and fans now. And that discoverability for those people that are new on TikTok, that are music artists looking for music discovery, will be there. So you'll have more people to get in front of. Now you can diversify your platforms, but don't abandon TikTok. You should always be building on multiple platforms. We talked about this. You should be on different platforms. You should have mailing lists. You should be, if you do text, doing texting, building a community on Discord, just building a community overall. That's just smart strategy, period. Don't have all of your eggs in one basket. We should not only be posting on Instagram. We should not, as a business, you are a business owner. Remember, get content creator out of your mind. This is your marketing. You are a marketer currently, and your marketing strategist, as your marketing, you should be on multiple platforms. Even if it's Instagram and mailing list, amazing. YouTube, Instagram and mailing lists, TikTok and mailing lists, TikTok and YouTube. You should be diversifying. And one of those things should be something that is off platform. Get your fans off of social media. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Oh, right now, we're going to get your fans off of TikTok and onto your own platforms that you control. When you talk about the algorithm, we're going to get them off of platforms that are controlled by algorithms that you don't control and get them onto platforms where the algorithms are stable or non-existent. When I mean stable, because if you've taken my shadow bands and algorithms course, or if you were with me in the circle last year, you understand what algorithms are. They're technically, an algorithm is a set of instructions. A recipe is an algorithm, essentially. The way a clock moves there's an algorithm to that, essentially. When I say that, get your fans off of social media platforms that don't have your best interest at mind, that are there for discovery and to get mine data, and onto platforms where they give you data. When I joined Substack, I am blown away by the amount of data that they just hand to me to see about my own subscribers. On these platforms that aren't selling your data the most are the ones that give you the most oversight over your data. So bring your communities onto. Start filtering your communities down and bring your fans into communities you control, like Discord. We have Substack. There's School. There are so many. I actually have a Get Your Fans Off of Social Media course that I dropped this week, and I'm going to make it available for everyone, visible for everyone, so that everyone can get this news, because I've been screaming this for years. But I really want you to understand that you don't own this stuff. You are in a rented apartment when you are on these platforms. Get your fans off of social media. Once again, build those email lists, build your SMS lists, build your community, build those real fandom touch face-to-face interactions. If you haven't done yet, go to join Think Like a Manager. Go to week 2. Like I said, I literally walk you through how to do this. I am going to open up the entire week 2, which is we're just talking about the fan journey and how to get your fans off of social media and become from stranger to super fans. So this is very timely for me because I'm a marketing strategist. I knew the time was coming. Watch for new opportunities. With TikTok now being American owned and stable, expect new features, new monetization tools, new brand partnerships and programs. Pay attention. Be ready to jump on them. Get your back end ready, get your websites, your EPKs, get your accounts together so that someone like me who is scouting, when we're scouting to sign, or someone that is looking to do a brand partnership to license, we can go to one place and be able to get what we need because we are busy. Do not, and also really, really listen. Don't let fear make your decisions. Don't let this fear control you and make this. A lot of artists just freak out. They abandon TikTok. They lose all their momentum. They stop. Mine last year was strategic because I was already building on Instagram. I had Instagram momentum. I had been on TikTok experimenting. I had the luxury of stepping off of TikTok for a couple of months and then coming back. And my momentum didn't stop. It has actually gotten better over the last couple of months because the last week or so, couple of weeks, because of the strategies that I put together while I was off of TikTok. But don't let fear decide for you. Don't be one of them people. Stay calm, stay strategic, and keep building. The bottom line, TikTok just became majority American owned to comply with U.S. regulations. It's not going anywhere. Your content is safe. Your momentum is safe. And this is actually supposed to be good news for creators. And it's supposed to bring stability and brand investments and all this stuff. But do keep posting. All jokes aside, all sarcasm aside, keep posting, keep building. There are fans out there that are looking for you still. You get them, find them, and bring them onto platforms you control. And if you want to learn how to think strategically about your music career, how to think like a manager, how to build your fan base, how to convert real fans to super fans, and how to make real decisions like a manager, join Think Like a Manager. It's a free community. We have premium curriculum. We have weekly calls. The link is in the show notes. Once again, I'm TT the Manager. This is Think Like a Manager. Let's build. Let's do this in 2026. Peace.